are we talking about today?
So I've been getting the question on Twitter a lot about, well, variations of the same question about what a query letter is, how do I write it, where do I start? Will you do it for me? Like, just $25.
Oh, I know.
I should take it up, right?
$25.
$25.
That's not enough.
$25. So
That's not enough.
it's gas.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So yeah, I figured that we can do a video about what a query letter is, where to start, and how to make it the best query letter that you can.
I like to simplify it. A query letter, most everybody knows what a cover letter is, right?
Yeah.
So a query letter is a cover letter.
For your book.
For your book. Exactly.
Sure. All right. Well, I knew that. Right. So, and when you start, you always start with Dear Agent Name, but make sure you get the right name.
Well, at least use a name.
The right name.
Well, yes.
This is where we disagree. I think that you should do the research and make sure that you are sending the right letter to the right agent. Jessica's not bothered by that.
No, I don't disagree. Yes, you should do the research. You should know the right name. But I also understand mistakes happen.
But if I get a letter, I don't want it to be addressed to Kim.
But it happens. Mistakes happen.
That's true. I think you should just...
What I don't want to see is Dear Sirs.
Oh.
Like, come on, people. Okay.
So what comes after the Dear Jessica Faust? Where do you go?
Well, let's make it easy. Introductory paragraph. Go on.
So, okay, because there's two camps of belief on this. So there's the belief that you dive right into the query.
Right.
And there's the belief that you're like, my book, title, word count, is this genre, comp titles.
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Right.
But I do think most of us like to know what we're diving into.
Right. So get the business out first and then dive into the query.
Yeah.
So after the introductory paragraph, then you jump right into a blurb. But what makes a good blurb?
But introductory paragraph.
Let's
just a little bit. Okay. Let's just outline it quick so everybody has it. Title.
Right.
Genre.
Yes.
Word count. And then there's an argument about comp titles.
Oh, well, you have to get the right comp title.
Well, how do you feel about comp titles?
I think that they would get me to read, but sometimes I'll blow right past them if I don't know the book. So if you're comparing something to Bring Me Their Hearts, I might jump on it and read it because I enjoy Sarah Wolf. But if you're comparing to Jojo Moyes, who I've never read, I don't think it would do much for me. But I also think that you stand the chance that if I love the book and I don't love the comp title, or if I love the comp title, I don't love your book, there's like a lot of...
What if you can't find comp titles?
Well, I don't think you need them.
I don't think so either.
Okay. After that, where do you go?
Blurb, which is really the core of the query letter, and when it comes down to it, the only thing that matters.
Right. That's true. It's also hard to explain how to write a blurb.
Well, you need to practice.
And read them.
And
your cover copy.
Your cover copy,
is
right?
often very similar.
There's no cover copy unless
Fantastic.
it's in here. Cover copy. That's it. That's your blurb. But I think people think of queries as a throwaway. And, I think that the blurb should be written maybe even before you write the book.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Because...
Well, it's obviously going to get tinkered with then.
Yeah, but I also think if you can write a really great blurb that excites you, you could also make sure it's a good way as you're writing the book to make sure you're staying on track, to make the book as exciting as the blurb.
That's a good point.
I had an editor recently who sent my client her cover copy, and I was CC'd on it, and my client responded and said, "Oh, let's wait till Jessica gets back, because I would like to hear her opinion." And the editor actually responded, "Well, this is directly off of Jessica's pitch to me, so she wrote this." And that's it. But that's it. A good blurb is going to go from your query to the agent's pitch, to the editor's pitch, and probably to the cover copywriter who will use at least some of it when writing the cover copy. So a good blurb could become your cover copy.
Right. So, there's a lot of no-nos when you're writing a blurb, too. Like, you don't want to write from the point of view of your character, typically.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you get your voice in there, you get, the big points of plot. Do you want to give away the book, the ending of the book?
No, because it's not a synopsis.
Right.
And again, one thing I would suggest in practice, well, I have a couple things that I think authors should do. But one thing is blurb other people's books.
Oh, that's good.
So when you finish reading a book, imagine that you need to write a letter to your best friend and tell them about the book. That's your blurb. Yeah, and I also think it's smart or to try to get a critique group just for your blurbs.
Ah.
But don't use the same critique group who are critiquing your book, because they're also invested in a way that you are by knowing everything.
Oh, that's a good thought.
So your critique group will be pitching their books to each other without anyone having read it. And if they read the blurb and are confused, it's not working.
Right.
Or if they're reading the blurb and not asking to read the manuscript, then it's definitely not working.
Right, which is similar to what we do, is we throw them up on Slack and everyone critiques it because they haven't read the book.
Yep.
So we get some valuable feedback there.
Yeah.
So once you finish your blurb, which is going to hook the agent, what do you do next?
You have to have a bio.
Not like I was born in Kentucky.
No.
And
You were?
Huh?
You were?
No, I was born in Staten Island. Can't you hear it?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Kentucky, though. That'd be... Anyway, so what kind of information would you include? You don't want to include your whole life story because nobody cares about your whole life story.
No.
I mean, unless it's memoir. Then
Yes.
you sort of...
Well, but then that's your blurb, I
Yeah,
guess.
read the book.
Anyway, back to the bio.
Yeah, so you don't include your whole life story, but
No.
what sort of snapshots of your life do you include?
Anything that connects you to the book. So for Lost Books and Old Bones, if Paige Shelton were Scottish, which I actually don't know that she is, that would be a great connection because it's a Scottish bookshop mystery.
Right.
If you don't, if you are a forensic psychologist and your character is as well, that's definitely important to include. If you don't have any of those, listen, everybody has a bio. I hear so often people go, I don't really have anything about me. Come on. Everybody is interesting or has something interesting about them.
Right, and in that respect, then you can just say, I am your career. You can say your career. I wrote whatever. I use Twitter. I'm active on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or I write a blog. Or this book is on Voices. That's important to get in your bio.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that's a good question. Would you include that in your introductory paragraph?
I would include that
Where your genre goes.
Yeah, like, Wine and Punishment is an own Voices contemporary mystery or something like that. Bio could be, if you're in a writing organization, I'm a member of RWA or SCBWI, something like that would be valuable.
Right.
Because it shows me that you are serious enough about a career to do this. The bio doesn't have to be more than 3 sentences long.
Right.
But I just like to know a little bit about you.
Right. Yeah, and I guess that's really the whole letter then, right?
That's it.
So you're going to start with the correct agent name. Look directly into the camera for that one, please.
Correct agent name.
Then go for 1 or 2 sentences introducing your book.
Yep.
Your genre, your title. Comp titles only if they're accurate and necessary. 1 to 2 paragraphs about the book, a blurb for the book. Make as powerful and concise as possible. And then 3 to 4 sentences of who you are.
That's it.
And then once you got it done, that's only half the battle. What's next?
And it starts.
Yeah.
Hey Buford, don't you think everybody should subscribe to our YouTube videos? I do. They should also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and check out our website for a ton more great information, just like they heard today. And of course, to find out how to become a BookEnds client.